gracious me!
Don't gamble with FIFA points. Head straight to the source at u7buy.com, and if you use the code TVM at the checkout, you get yourself a discount. Link in the description. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to the 95 rated end of an era Fernando Torres player review. When I first saw this card, I felt a few things. First of which was, yes, a Fernando Torres card again, because of course we had the flashback, which was brilliant. I gave it up in an SBC because I wasn't really using it. Kind of regretted it. Now we have a better version, happy days. It's just a shame that I'm so sick of the game at this point that I honestly, the thought of having to play this for another 2 months makes me want to cry. Honestly, like, it's that bad. But, you know, we sort of have to just struggle through it, I guess. Not an awful lot I can do about it at this point. This card, though, it holds so much promise, and unfortunately, for me personally, just doesn't deliver. And there are two key fundamental reasons why that it doesn't. Now, that's for me and the way that I play the game. This might be completely different to the way you play the game, because obviously not everyone plays the game the same way. A lot of people tend to I say that in like every video, you know, or he's not good for me, but he might be good for you, and people in the comments go, just because he's not good for you doesn't mean he won't be good for someone else. I know. I know. So, why? Let's just go through it, shall we? 6-1. Good start. Medium. I'm alright with that. 4-star weak foot. Brilliant. First stumbling block. 3-star skill moves. Is it really that game breaking? Apparently, yes. I didn't think it would be. I thought I'd be able to get on with it, but apparently I can't. And it does frustrate the living hell out of me. We'll get to that in a second. The other thing, and I'll skip straight to it without even beating around the bush, stamina at 79. Now, I can kind of get on board with the stamina. It's not that big a deal if you tell him to stay forward and have him up front. It's when you start moving him around a little bit. Like, for instance, I wanted to play him wide left in a 4-2-3-1. Can't do it. He doesn't have 4-star skills, so you can't La Croqueta, so you can't change position. You can't shimmy inside and a lot of other ways that you use La Croqueta in this game. So that's out. Stamina means that he can't play there for more than, say, 45 minutes before he literally can't walk. And then his balance is so poor. And you may see evidence of it within the video, I'm not sure. He literally just gets pushed off the ball. He's got 95 strength. Doesn't make a blind bit of difference. This guy literally will fall over if someone looks at him because that balance is so low. So I suppose there are three key, I suppose negative fundamentals to talk about there. The stamina, the balance, and the skill moves. Now, you can overlook maybe two of them. Balance, I don't care what your name is. You can't overlook the balance. The balance is blatant. Shoulder to shoulder, whoever's got the better balance wins that argument. It doesn't really matter what his strength is. And it's so weird. I don't understand at this stage of the game, and I'm not going to complain too much. We are going to just get into things here, but I don't understand at this stage of the game why they can't have just given him 85-90 stamina and given him 75-80 balance. Like, what hardship is that? It's potentially the last ever Fernando Torres card we will ever see, unless he gets himself an icon. And I doubt he'll get himself an icon that soon after retiring. Maybe, well, I don't know. I doubt it, though. I think we'll have to go at least one FIFA, bare minimum, without seeing a Fernando Torres card. So if you're an avid fan of this guy, make the most of this, because you won't see a special version or any version of this for a long time. He's got superb finishing, shot power, decent long shots, good volleys, very good sprint speed. His acceleration isn't quite up to scratch there, which is a bit weird. Again, if we're going off the prime of this of Fernando Torres, so for instance, when he played for Liverpool, was probably his best time in his career. And that's, I think, what this card is sort of trying to emulate. His acceleration should be phenomenal. I mean, it should be 95. His composure is another strange one. It should be in the 90s because he was so composed. And, you know, swings and roundabouts. For the meta itself, though, 6'1", 99 jumping, 96 heading is actually very good. So you'd think I'd be in love with this card. I've given him a marksman. Doesn't need to boost the jumping because it's already a 99. We've added to the strength. We've given the aggression boost. We've gone with reactions and ball control. We've improved the finishing, the attack position, and the long shots and the penalties. So effectively, he has a 98 rated striker card, which is absolutely insane. Inside to Jordan Henderson. Ball first time to Torres. His shot was never really going to trouble anyone. I don't think you would have had enough conviction in that effort. Fabinho stops it, Gerrard gets it and plays a ball over the top to Firmino, who was reluctant to take that ball on. La Croqueta, ball into the box, Fernando Torres pushed off it. Well, that is a weird one. I've never seen that. In the amount of time that I've used the crossing meta, I have never once seen my player push to the floor that easily. Ball comes to George Best. This is Fernando Torres, unable to do La Croqueta like I really wanted to. George Best into Fernando Torres, hits the bar. Of course he does. He's basically Torres of Chelsea. He really is. He doesn't have very good crossing, so that probably wouldn't be a good idea. If we could get the ball into feet for Torres, though. There he is. It's taken a deflection off Sergio Ramos. 4 minutes in. He's causing a few problems, Torres. Divock Origi down the line there. Ball into... Oh, I don't know what's going on. Fernando Torres is in here, and he has scored his first goal for the club. It is 3-2 in 19 minutes in this game. I have no idea what is going on. Fernando Torres on the score sheet, and it was a very, very good finish, very composed. Doesn't have the best of composure, Fernando Torres, which is really surprising when you think about his career. But, well, maybe not so much in a Chelsea shirt, but the rest of it, still, on the score sheet, and the only way is up. So, before we get down to brass tacks, and I lay my cards on the table, basically, and tell you whether to do it or not, let's talk about the card in game. This is going to annoy a lot of you, and it shouldn't, because this doesn't apply to everybody. It just applies to me and anyone who fits this category. Fernando Torres has 3-star skills, and I didn't realise how heavily reliant I am on La Croqueta and scoop turns. I genuinely didn't until I used this. I knew I used them, and I knew I used them a fair bit, but I didn't realise how much I used them, and I didn't realise I needed them in most cases. So I'm instantly trying to do it. When I get the ball with Torres, I'm in a certain situation, I'm on the edge of the area, little La Croqueta through 2 or 3 of the players, bang him in on goal. And I go to do it without thinking, and I either do a little ball roll, and then I realise, or I lose the ball because he just stands there like a lemon. Not his fault, my fault. But yeah, that's a big problem. There was quite a few instances, but one that really sticks out, and I think I may show you, or may have shown you, I should say. He was on the edge of the area. He received the ball into feet. One scoop turn would have taken out 2, 3, 28 defenders. And he would have been in on goal, and he doesn't miss. This guy is so clinical in front of goal. Make no mistake. Very big fan of his finishing. And his composure. Forget that 86 composure. Absolute nonsense. The guy in front of goal is brilliant. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't do the scoop turn. I couldn't get in on goal, and I couldn't score. And I ended up losing the ball, I believe. So, yeah, unfortunately, for the way that I play, I genuinely don't think it's going to be that useful to me. It's one of the reasons why I have a 95 Cavani on my bench that I never bring on. Because, again, he has 3-star skills, and I can't really get on with it. I should have really known from packing that card that I couldn't get on with the 4-star skills. But, hey, you live and learn. It took a legend to make me realise. It's very similar with Jari Litmanen as well. He's only got 3-star, and that does really put me off. But thankfully with him, you can kind of get away with it. And we'll talk more about that in possibly a dedicated video. But if you are a massive fan of 4-star skills, you are not going to be a massive fan of this card. If you don't care about 4-star skills, you're in luck. Tell this guy to stay forward. You don't have to worry about the stamina. You obviously don't care about the 4-star skills. The only thing you're going to have to worry about is balance. His balance is 62. That is 100% problematic. Now, I'm just searching very quickly. I don't know if you'd want to give him an engine, because it doesn't really do an awful lot for him in terms of refining his finishing or anything. You don't improve the composure, blah, blah, blah. But you do give him 10 balance. So maybe an engine could be the way forward. I'm not sure if Sniper does the same thing. Yeah, you boost composure, but like I say, you don't really care about composure. But you only get 5 on the balance. It's an interesting one. I think you'd have to have a play around with it. To be honest, I think the only real option is an engine. You either go for the engine, in my opinion. I mean, I've got a marksman on him, right? But if you want to get the best out of this card, I would say an engine is probably the better chem style to go for. I would much rather sacrifice. In fact, I'm going to play another game and I'm going to give him an engine. Because I would much rather sacrifice the positives you get from the marksman and give him 10 balance and give him better crossing. So I might actually be able to play him out wide like I wanted to in the first place, because he'd be so good at abusing back post meta. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted it. Unfortunately, the skill move's still going to be a problem for me, but I think this card is 100% worth it, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone. It's just a shame that I'm stupid and bad at the game and have to play a particular way. But no, if I were you, 100%, I would get this done, and I would try and enjoy it before you literally can't play with Fernando Torres in FIFA 20 because they don't give him an icon card. But if you have enjoyed the review, smack the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.